You're watching a clip from the Club podcast.
Make sure you follow it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give it a 5-star review.
So here you go. Here's a lovely clip from our podcast.
What's happening, everyone, and welcome to the club. Before we get into this clip, I need to let you know that this club is brought to you by the wonderful folk of NordVPN. NordVPN is a truly fantastic service. If, like me, you have not had a VPN in your life, trust me, you need to get one. It will improve your life so significantly. NordVPN allows you to protect your browsing data. It allows you to view things from all over the world. What you effectively do is trick your computer to thinking that you are somewhere else. It is the gift that keeps giving, particularly for watching football matches that perhaps you shouldn't be watching. It's also so cheap. It is comparable to the price of a cup of coffee, and the people of NordVPN have been kind enough to partner with us. They have supported the club, and we would therefore ask you to support NordVPN for all of your VPN needs. There is a huge discount available at the moment. You get 4 months extra totally for free, and you also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. One account allows you to partner with 6 different devices. So you pay for one account and you can partner with 6 different devices. And check this out, it is the Time Best Invention of the Year 2022. Enjoy the clip.
Do you think Haaland then makes it now the next crop of players, the next 5 to 10 years, the Fergusons of the world for Brighton, are they having to score 35 goals a season now in the Premier League?
Maybe.
Well, hopefully not, because
that's what it
Haaland will
means.
fuck off.
You know how it goes full circle? Because that's what it was. Les Ferdinand, Robbie Fowler and all that lot. They were all 30.
Yeah.
And then it became very difficult. And then it became sort of 20 was elite.
Well, as we're talking about it, today he scored his 50th goal in all competitions, Erling Haaland.
That's just outrageous.
50 goals, which is absolutely crazy, isn't it?
I mean, it's Ballon d'Or level now.
We've got 4 weeks of May and we're barely at the end of April. Do you know what I mean?
It's Ballon d'Or, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's about the trophies then. I think a treble is a Ballon d'Or for me because he's got us to a whole new level.
But it's only him. Even if you don't win the treble, like, you're going to win the league. Even if he doesn't win it, it's only him or Messi, isn't it?
Yeah, for me, Messi has to win it unless Haaland wins a treble.
I think it's Haaland.
I think Messi has to win what?
The Ballon d'Or this year.
Why?
Because of the World Cup.
I just think he has to. He's the best player in the world.
And he's playing well.
He turned up 7 games.
And he's playing well in
one of them.
I don't agree. I think
his numbers in France are fantastic.
Half of the most goals are penalties.
I think it's.
I don't know if is that true. I don't know.
That's like saying if Harry Kane, if England won the World Cup and Harry Kane was Golden Boot, he should.
Who's the best footballer in the world?
No, but that's not what.
Currently not.
But that's how I do it. That's how I do it. I've always viewed it. He should have won it. Messi should have won it every year since 2007.
No, but
that's how I.
That's not what you're doing. You're judging the best season. You're not judging the best footballer.
No, he's just saying if he's alive, he's the best footballer. We should just win it.
That's not if he's alive.
No,
if he retired tomorrow, then he wouldn't.
R9 should win the Ballon d'Or.
Well, no, because he's not currently a footballer.
He's alive.
Messi's playing best top level football right now. He won a World Cup.
Buvey, it has to be more complex than you're making it. Surely
you can't get the World Cup just. You can't get the Ballon d'Or.
But you're saying
Modric won the Ballon d'Or.
He was
not a better footballer than Messi.
No, he had a better season.
In my opinion,
he had a
the
better
Ballon d'Or,
season.
which is the best kind of award for a footballer, should be about who is the best footballer in the world
in that season.
Yeah, for me, it's about who's the best footballer in the world.
In that season, that's why they do it yearly. Otherwise, you just do one ever.
Fine, so we go for the season. Then he's demonstrated this season with what he did, even in the World Cup final by himself. Unbelievable.
First of all, the World Cup should have been in the summer, and it was moved mid-season.
How's that Messi's fault then?
But
so
it's not part of this season. And also, it was 4 weeks, bruv.
He was amazing, mate.
He wasn't amazing.
He wasn't.
I mean, it was an amazing story. It was an amazing story,
lads. They
lost to Saudi Arabia.
Lionel Messi does not deserve the Ballon d'Or.
That you can't Spain
right now.
Switzerland when they won the World Cup.
I'm not talking about giving a Spanish player a Ballon d'Or.
You can't justify that there was a Spanish one that did deserve it at the time. I think there's
I went to 2 Argentina games. I think the story of Messi is brilliant. I agree that he's the best player to have ever lived. I just don't think that his story this season is better than Erling Haaland's story this season.
That's fair. That's fair for you to say. Don't get me wrong. My point is that I think he had a better World Cup than people are giving him credit for. The final appearance.
Lionel Messi does not deserve the Ballon d'Or.
Mbappe had a great game in the final as well.
Mbappe deserves it more than
Messi got Argentina back into the game after they bottled it from being 2-0 up. He got a very average Argentina side that had Otamendi at the back.
I can easily make these arguments for Kylian Mbappe in the final.
But they didn't win the World Cup, mate. They didn't win the World Cup.
No, he scored a hat-trick.
So what? It's not. Shouldn't be about the World Cup.
It matters. Fuck. It's about achievement in sport.
The level of football at the World Cup, half the teams would struggle in the Championship.
That's your opinion about the World Cup.
Fact.
For me,
they lost against Saudi Arabia, who would struggle in the Championship.
Why did Modric win the Ballon d'Or then? Because
he also won the Champions League.
But Croatia getting to the World Cup final was a big factor.
It was a combination of things.
Any football
If you can't get it just for the World Cup,
it was a massive part of it.
If PSG won the Champions League, we'd be saying Messi. If PSG won the Champions League, we'd be saying Messi.
course.
But PSG aren't winning the Champions League,
So
and they're operating in a one-team league.
If City win, I hate to say, it, if City win even if they win the double, and it's just the Premier League.
Haaland's had a better season than Messi.
It's Haaland.
Not
and
for
Haaland
me.
didn't even go to the World Cup because it doesn't matter.
The World Cup.
It matters, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter over everything else.
I'm not sitting on a football show and saying the World Cup does not matter, especially if Messi.
All right, 4 weeks of
wins
football.
it
That's
for Argentina.
That's it. Then 4 weeks.
Seven games.
It's not just 4 weeks of football, is it? He plays
Here's
for PSG.
Son's in. He scored, but he might be
3-2.
offside. Oh, but it looks
He's
like
Great for my superstar.
If it's going to be offside, it'll be VAR that does it.
It's not offside.
But it's
think it's
3-2
Van Dijk.
with 15 minutes to go. Your Super 6 has just come in. If it stays this way, but can we do a poll? Look, it's not about Messi's greatness. It's about this season.
Yeah, it's not.
Does Messi deserve the Ballon d'Or?
Look, it's Van Dijk.
He might be.
Is he onside?
No, he's definitely
leaning
on. He's
forward.
definitely
Van
on.
Dijk's flat-footed.
Great take.
Terrible.
It's a great goal
That's a great finish, yeah.
He's found his form at late, hasn't he, son?
because he's kind of.
Good goal.
I don't know
it's
if it's-
easy though. Straight, simple ball over the top.
Oh, should the keeper have stopped that? Kind of went.
His game
Stood by the way. The
Good
goal
finish.
stood.
Good finish underneath.
I wonder. I think most people will probably say Messi because I think the easiest thing to do is go Messi and just go Messi's brilliant, Messi, because it's so difficult to argue against Lionel Messi. But I just think that if you analyse the seasons, Erling Haaland landing in a new league and breaking all sorts of records, and winning silverware is, in my opinion, more impressive than winning a French league and having a good World Cup. I just think it's more impressive.
That's fair, and that's your
That's
pick.
my- yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's absolutely fair. You just said he's had a good World Cup. For me, he had a World Cup that will go down in the history books of football.
At the moment, it's split 2/3 saying Messi does not deserve the Ballon d'Or.
More people agree with us.
Yes.
I'm very surprised by that. Usually, if you say anything,
not finished yet, but
usually if you
vote,
say
yeah.
something like even minorly negative about Messi, which this isn't,
I think people
I'm
can
just-
tell we're not being negative about him. We're just trying to determine
Got
who
the
should get the
players,
Ballon
mate.
d'Or for this season. Who else would be an option?
no, it's only those two.
It's only Haaland.
It's only those two.
because
Yeah.
people are saying third.
Maybe
Messi
Mbappe.
should be third. So Mbappe.
Maybe Mbappe, yeah.
So then, are we looking at Haaland and Mbappe? Sorry,
but then I
to
think-
be the next
How can
kind
the
of
Ballon
Ronaldo
d'Or
or
not
Messi?
take? How can the Ballon d'Or not take
I
into
just
like?
ignore the question.
Yeah, I think you are. I think it's Haaland and Mbappe are the new Ronaldo.
It's
and
got to take into a quality of the player, what they can actually do on a football pitch. It has to take into that.
I don't think that's
That
how-
means like Bernardo Silva should get City's Player of the Year, but he won't. It'll be Haaland.
Bernardo Silva.
Or De Bruyne,
Bernardo
who's done it
Silva
multiple
deserves to
times.
win a Ballon d'Or, in my opinion. Actually, Bernardo Silva, I think, is just absolute.
Some people are saying De Bruyne should be top 3. Vinicius Junior, a lot of people are saying, and that's a good shout. If they were to win the Champions League, he was vital for them winning it last year.
or if they were to win the World Cup, according to Buvey.
So no, but, sorry, but you're saying that Vinicius Junior should win a Champions League. Should win a
He'd be
Ballon d'Or
better
for the
than Messi
Champions
this
League.
season.
But Messi's World Cup run wasn't that good because they lost to Saudi Arabia and then they went on to win every other.
And I don't
game.
rate international
So,
football.
but Vinicius
No, but
Junior,
hang
you
on.
can't. He
Buvey,
scored a goal in this final.
Buvey,
Vinicius
mate,
Junior.
come on. Listen, I was at 2 Argentina games. They played Poland and Australia.
Yeah.
In the Champions League, it's way harder to win a Champions League in terms of the quality of the opposition.
Of course it is, but you
Mate,
can't make
They
us-
beat Australia in the last 16.
I know.
Come on.
I know, but
and they lost to Saudi Arabia.
Neek Sports has World Cup final hat trick and a better season than Messi. And
I said that about the World Cup final hat trick, but they didn't win it, according.
Top 5 from Adam, not me, says De Bruyne, Haaland, Messi, Vinicius, and Mbappe for the top 5.
I think you've got to put Bernardo. If you're doing a
Mbappe.
top 5, Bernardo Silva has to be in the top. If you're doing a top 5,
I think his top 5 sounds
Oh,
about
I
right.
feel-
That.
no, Bernardo Silva has to be in the top 5.
But then who does it replace?
I don't care. He has to be. He has to be in the top 5.
His issue is he doesn't start enough football matches.
He's fucking
What's
brilliant.
Yeah, I know.
happening
That's his issue.
I
Though.
can't understand. Like, I know you're not
Yeah.
doing this. I'm going to get annoyed with you, but I'm going to just caveat it by saying I know it's not you, but you're just here and it's easier for me. What's wrong with people who do this about Bernardo Silva? Like, why do people constantly try and not acknowledge how sensational he is? Like, the geezer is dazzling. The geezer is phenomenal. There isn't anything on a football pitch that he can't do.
Yeah.
Look at the other day. Pep Guardiola picked him for a myriad of reasons against Bayern Munich. Like a million reasons. A million reasons to have Bernardo Silva on the pitch. Do you know what you don't pick him for? To score a header against Bayern Munich in a semi-final, quarter-final of the Champions League. And what's he doing? Popping up with a bullet header.
Unbelievable.
He's just unreal.
He's
And he
world
just
class.
he doesn't seem to get this, though. Like, you know, when I think about when Jorginho finished second or third, Jorginho was never as good as ever. And yet Jorginho kind of gets really lauded and really celebrated.